Can't hear him.
Can't hear you, sir.
Are you on mute?
Matthew Cruz, board member.
Thank you, Matt, for joining us. Okay. So moving along, affirmation of public notices. Our notice was published in
Guam Daily Post.
Guam Daily Post, appropriate with Guam law. Do we need to move to approve?
No.
Okay, just so public notices are affirmed as proper and complete. Moving along, at this time, we have the minutes from our last board meeting that was held in September 20th of 2023. We continued this meeting on January 17th of 2024. You can take a moment to review and then have a motion for approval and second.
The only thing I noticed is, you know, when we're talking about the license C68, we might have transposed C86. Or was that,
Oh, what page, ma'am?
you know, I was looking at it earlier and
Oh, I see it right there. I see it. It's on page 8.
8. Yeah, so just look at that. That's
Okay.
Yeah, right? At least one time I saw it. Other than that, I didn't attend the January meetings.
Okay, with the clerical error on record, we can still move to approve. It's just a minor clerical error. Do we have a motion for approval?
I'll move.
So a motion for approval and a second.
SUV, Vince, or Matt?
I'll second. I'll second.
With that, the board meeting minutes for September 20th, 23, and the continuance on January 17th, 2024 is approved.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Moving on. Thank you, Matt. And moving on to public comments. At this time, we don't have any members from the public present with us, so we will move on to section reports. If, Maria, if you could please lead us through the administrative division.
Good morning, everybody. We have a total of 8 new contractors. And the first one is Excel Construction LLC. They got licensed January 23rd of this year. And they have like A and B, general engineering, general building. And then there's St. John Power Guam Corporation. And their classification is A, B, C13, 33, 37, 40, and 51. And then there's Pac Air Ltd, DBA Pac C. They have A and B. And HAL HC Technical Services LLC. They have B, C13, C13A, 17, 19, 20, 40, 42, 44, and 51.
Should be
And
48.
Oh, I'm sorry, 48 and 51. Electrical Trade Plus is C13. Windsey Corporation is B, C1340, 51. And the last one is Pacific Refrigeration Facilities Maintenance LLC, and it's C4051. Total amount of active contractors is 935. Inactive, 38, I'm sorry. Inactive contractors is 26, master electrician is 32, total amount is $996. I mean, so it's 996. And previously, you guys asked like terminology for inactive contractors, so I just pulled this out of the public law regarding inactive, and they have up to 3 years, and each year they have to pay an inactive fee. But in the event they have work that they can perform, they can come back in and follow the same process as getting the clearances and updated workman's comp and financial statement.
But what's the purpose of being inactive?
Inactive is basically saying that they're keeping their license,
But they're not performing?
but they're not performing any work. And in the event, within the whole year, they decide that they're gonna perform work, they are where they need to come back in and get the clearances.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
And if they don't do anything after 3 years, their license just becomes,
No, then they have to activate it.
they have to redo it like a whole new
Yes.
process.
Reapply.
All right, thank you, Maria, and joining us with us, we already took roll call, so Rena. We have Rena Borja.
Sorry, I am late.
No problem, no problem. So we just wanna get you on record in attendance. Okay, moving on to the investigation division, Nita Bailey, investigation supervisor, please report.
Thank you and good morning. So the report, and the agenda, you would notice is different from the actual report because this is the updated one. So I will just have to follow to the current, because the last time there was a confusion because it's just different in the agenda than what I'm reporting. So this is what I will be reporting as the most current one. Okay. So, investigation section report, we have open cases, we have 6, closed 4, number of citations 4, amount of fine 57,000, building permit 75.
What does that mean?
Means which one?
The 75?
75 cleared permits for the
Oh.
month of January.
Okay, you cleared it.
We cleared it, yeah.
Okay.
I think, we're just tracking it, like to see the activity, of the permits that comes to the office. Okay, so open cases, case number 2021-0904 at Ilaw, Jimmy Edison, versus Menzies, sorry, I omitted that. Versus Menzies, this case is still pending a hearing. We already issued a citation, but we haven't received yet an assigned hearing officer from the AG's office. So we're just waiting for the AG to assign us a hearing officer because they have contested the citation.
Is there a timeline for us to have a hearing for Menzies?
Actually, it's beyond, I guess, even their attorney had sent us a letter to, follow up, but it is on the AG's timeline.
The letter that was sent to us, sir, was forwarded to Attorney Tom Keeler. He's aware of it. Mr. Elaw's attorney requested for Tom Keeler to be present. He knows about that. And they are requesting that we push for a hearing. I was just talking to the vice chair that that's really beyond us. We can only request that action be taken. And we can send another letter to Attorney Tom Keeler and just inquire of the status on this.
Should be to
For
the
the boards.
AG, right, not Kila.
It's a year,
Well-
by next month, it's a year, so, it's.
I'll make an inquiry with Mr. Keeler if he wants me to just send it straight to the AGs.
When did we make a decision on this issue? How long's it been?
March of last year.
March of last year?
The citation was issued, it's here in
Here
the
you go.
minutes, yeah.
Okay, okay.
So it's been
And we haven't had a hearing?
Yeah, we have a hearing because
They
we
have
We
have
not
didn't even have the
assigned.
officer assigned, so.
we have a change of our legal counsel. It was during Sandra Miller's time when, you know, when this was decided for the citation. And then we have a change of legal counsel.
But they are aware, Mr. Talkiter's aware that we are waiting his word on what's the next movement for this particular case.
Who are the counsels on both parties?
Uh,
JMI, who's their counsel?
GMI is Rosano
Rosano?
Was and Torres, and
Okay.
then
There's nobody assigned on our side.
Menzies is Johnson and Sterling, I think, yeah.
Okay.
And then on our side, I don't know,
Tom.
Mr. Peter will be.
Of course, our own legal counsel, yeah.
That letter was forwarded to the AG's office by Mr. Walsh.
I would recommend that we, man, this, a year, it's not the way to conduct business, man. You know, if we're gonna be diligent in our efforts here to come in and make a decision, we need to make sure it follows through. I would perhaps, Madam Chair, write a letter to the AG's office and then explain the situation, at least put it on the record that, hey, we need to move forward with this, you know, and.
So I think maybe even addressing it to the AG
Okay.
himself as opposed to
Keeler.
Keeler.
Keeler,
So we can escalate this and,
Yes,
you know,
yeah.
implore the urgency that this is, you know, has been a sitting case for some time,
Put
so.
it for the record,
But,
that, you
yeah.
know,
We'll
we're not
CC,
sitting down.
we'll CC the chair and the vice chair, at least
Yes.
CC, so we know that,
Yeah.
we'll do that.
Okay,
Okay,
at the very least, right? Thank you.
so number 2, case number 220901, Krista Paris versus Genoa Construction. This is a tank and leaching field issue. The engineers that had designed this has already done the corrections, and then it has been inspected and it's being monitored. So basically the issues has been corrected, so I would just like recommend to close the case.
What was the correction?
They have redesigned it and rebuilt the location, the septic.
So it's
tank.
rebuilt,
Yes.
toilets are flushing?
But still being monitored because I guess because of the land situation, although the percolation was performed, there's still some incidents when it's not really, you know, like as you expect, because according to them, it's just the location. of-
Where's that at?
It's in Jonia,
Windward Hills.
Windward Hills.
Oh, that's not a good place.
Yeah. So, but basically the thing about this, because the engineer that designed had picked up the, you know, I guess stepped up and did the redesign of the original design that they had. So the agencies had also inspected it. So we just want to recommend to close this case because it seems 2022. Okay?
Do you have to vote on that?
Do you need an action by the board?
The board doesn't have to do it.
Okay,
You're
so
just
you know.
recommending.
You just close it administratively?
Yeah, just for the record that we will be closing the case, so we can write a letter of recommendation to the complainant that we will be closing it.
Alright.
So number 3, case number 2023-0902, Joe Cruz, Jake Fisher versus Hangout Builders. This is an unfinished residential project, and this probably will just go to civil because they have under contract, they have condition that if it was like they were given already enough time to complete this project, but they still did not complete it. So the homeowners just decided not for them to continue because they already have breached their contract. So they will be going through legal remedy. But on our side, we give them a citation of $5,000 because they had violated the law. They did not have this project actually inspected, you know. So it's a kind of serious, you know.
Is this the first offense or?
It is their first offense.
So what happens when they come up for renewal?
So
Basically, she came in, was it yesterday, day before yesterday, signed a promissory note, right?
To pay for it.
To pay the 5,000.
Yeah, to pay the 5,000
And there is a payment plan, $1,000 a month, and Ms. Nita will, monitor that, and if they are paying every month the $1,000, then that's, you know, that's good on our end. And when they stop paying, right?
So when she comes up for renewal, if she's up to date with her payment plan, you'll go ahead and renew her
Yeah.
license.
Do we have a three-strike kind of thing? If
Yeah.
they do these,
Like repeat
leadership
offender.
citations, 3 times. Are
Oh,
they like-
yeah.
we don't- we don't
Suspension,
re- it's
yeah.
just- Okay, there is a
Yeah.
process.
I'm gonna bring those cases to the board and case by case basis, right?
Yeah.
And then, cause, sometimes they have like 2 strikes in a row, but for some reason, it really wasn't their fault, so those are.
Now, if I call and I'm Mr. Public and I ask, this particular builder, are they good, are they done this? That's public information,
Yes.
so you can give them. Okay, all right.
And then, if I may though, on, how do we determine the payment plans? Is that something that just the contractor will request for consideration and then?
No, on our end, it has to be approved by the director with the power, given by the board. And then, we make a recommendation and, we see what's feasible, and if they agree to it, they sign a promissory note. With the 50,000, it was $5,000 a month. You know, trying to be fair across, and then with a small contractor, it was $5,000 fine. It's $1,000 every month. Are you able to make that payment? Yes, sir. If we can make that payment, I'll sign the promissory note, and that's how we operate right now, right?
And the case is still open until they pay it
Correct.
in full. But that's, we're not closing it yet.
Right.
Okay, so number 5, number 4, case number 2023-0302, Mark Parks versus Junwa Construction. It's almost similar issue to Krista Paris, but the only difference here is that the designer of this septic tank and leaching field passed away, so there is nobody that could do the correction. So there was a meeting that was conducted here at the office, attended by EPA, DPW, and the appeals board. So they have recommended to the homeowner to hire an engineering firm to inspect the septic tank and leaching field. They don't want like the representative of the contractor to do it, so so it will be fair, somebody from an engineering firm to conduct the investigation. So we'll be following up. This is still an ongoing because it's like they have their attorneys already on both sides of this also. But the very important thing is for somebody to determine really what happened, on the existing septic tank and leaching field right now.
Who's gonna pay for this?
Yeah.
The owner?
The owner.
I think on the
Isn't it unfair?
in the engineering, the owner, because in the beginning it was them also provided the drawing or the plans to the contractor. It's not the contractor that provided, it was their own.
Oh, so it was just a build, not a design build.
Yeah,
Right.
it was just a build, so, and I believe the one that draw the plan is not even a licensed, architect, or it's not by Peel, so he might get some disciplinary action with Peels also.
So the review or the investigation is gonna determine whether what was on these plans was actually constructed by the contractor to spec the plan.
You're right, and then after that, if it's not, then a redesign they will be a redesign again.
And if it is, if it's built to spec, then
Then
The contractor
they
should
can-
be responsible for the work, right? So.
If it is to specs, of course, the contractor is not at fault, but then again, based on the condition of the leaching field, I don't think that could be used again because there were no percolation tests, conducted by, the EP, in the beginning, so
I think
seems to
that's
me,
the key.
yeah,
There was no percolation
Yeah.
test, and it just doesn't percolate,
Yeah,
doesn't
no.
leach the way doesn't operate the way it's supposed to. So I think from my knowledge there, and even on the fuel side, what I recall is that they might even have to move
Yeah,
the septic tank and the leaching field because it's just in the wrong place.
right, so.
This particular case, right, Ms. Nita, is a lot of finger pointing, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of finger pointing and, that meeting they had was productive. But, at the same time, it was built to specs, but the work was questionable.
Mm.
So that's where the contractor has an issue. Yes, the, owner brought in their own, engineer and design, so that's where they're kinda like at fault. And so there's a lot of different, finger pointing, they're saying the Public Works approved it, inspection after the work was done and okayed it. And so that's where Public Works was involved. So there's a lot of finger pointing and that's why that meeting was kinda a little bit heated. But I think they're coming to a resolution. I wouldn't say today it's very clear, nothing written down as to who's gonna pay what portion. It could be, split up where, so more to come on that, more to come on that.
And the retention is still being held, right, by the
Yes,
bank?
sir.
Or-
Yeah, it's not released
The bond.
yet, it's
And-
being, it's being held, the
Bond.
retention,
Right.
Anybody know how much the retention is?
30,000, I think.
30?
Mhm.
Where is this at?
It's same in Joliet also.
Atlanta.
Joe, you
Yeah.
gonna,
Yeah, it's
Is it gonna be
true.
required that you
The
connect to
ground is
sewer instead of?
yeah,
It just depends what's
far?
available.
No
Depends what's
available,
available, yeah.
far away from the main sewer.
That's how EPA is involved also because of that area. EPA has certain areas that they say have to have a perk test. Some places they say they don't have to. So that's how they're
Some
involved.
areas.
Atlanta.
So at this time, we don't have any, we are waiting, action by the complainant.
Action by the homeowner to provide, the engineering firm's, recommendation, and then we move on from there. So number 5, case number 2020-1202, CLD versus American CNT Corporation, Youngman Kim. This is the one in Hotel Tano that has no permit, so we already issued a 50,000 citation, and they are on a promissory note, and 5,000 has been paid, and they are due for their second payment this month.
They paid 26 of the month. They
All the
paid-
construction's done down there?
Yes.
Complete?
Yes.
Complete,
The
yeah.
whole hotel?
As far as the scope of work of American CNT, they're completed.
How about the fire
They're done.
alarms?
They're done.
They're done.
Everything is good. According to Chief Castro,
Okay.
they're good to go with the fire side and that they're in regular operation.
Okay.
Where's Hotel Tom?
VIP
the
restaurant.
Churrasco.
restaurant?
That's what it's called?
Hotel Tom.
Yes,
I thought it was just
Hotel
VIP
I
hotel.
know you know Churrasco. Yes. I mean, if you drive by, it looks nice.
Okay, I'll check it out.
So number
Wait, not to
6,
say that we're looking. Okay.
6 is case number 2024-0105, Ronald Nesbitt versus RPG Construction. These are like warranty issues, and they are working on functions like doors that are already like falling apart before the 18-month warranty. So it's not really major, but they're working on those issues, and once all those punch lists are corrected, then we will just report and maybe close the case. So closed cases, case number 2023-1105, Jennifer Carboredo versus Sanyas DBA Media from Cohoy. This is a warranty issue also on the air conditioning. The reason why we cited this company because this is their second similar kind of work within this year. They have installed air conditioning, and the drain basically was not properly installed. It created a problem inside the house, made mold, and stuff like that. So we have to cite them on that, so they will not do this kind of thing again. But they paid the citation, so we closed the case, no contest. Case number 2024-0101, Kenneth Cruz versus Pro Builders. This is unfinished work for workmanship, but the contractor, they decided just to terminate this project because the contractor actually was like off island, and he entrusted it to somebody, so the homeowners is not comfortable, so they settled, the contractor returned their money, and they just canceled everything, so we closed the case. Case number 2024-0103, Lisa Wang versus Liu's Construction. This is an unauthorized use of an EPA certificate. So Liu's Construction had a project and they had used a Lisa Wang certificate for the erosion control. So this is fraud. So we cited them $1,000 and they paid. Number 4.
Now, what happens to,
Who's your, go ahead.
lose construction when it comes up for renewal? Because they paid the
So
citation, they're okay, they get renewed?
They get renewed, but of course, when they were brought in, they were advised of their offense, and that now they're on the monitor
Yeah.
list that you do this again, and you know, you're gonna be
Probably
penalized.
lose your license.
Yes,
Yeah.
probably lose your license, so they were advised, counseled, and then they paid their fine, so yes, they will
Okay.
be
Okay.
reissued.
Okay.
they have a mark already on their, you know, on their license, like one citation or stuff like that. It will show in their record. So number 4, case number 2024-0104, Irene Jackson versus ET Construction. This is actually just an SBA loan, and then the homeowner has waited too long for the construction to be to start, but there was also a problem on her side because her property is on a land trust. So the building permit will not clear until land management clears. So she waited too long, but the thing is, EPA had released the money for this, and she had given it to the contractor. So what happened here is the contractor just decided to return the money. No, you
There's
know,
no job.
there's no job. So
Was this a cash deal?
this is EPA fund.
Oh,
SBA,
she had
yeah.
an SBA loan.
She had an SBA loan, so like the first installment of the loan, I think, is for engineering, you know, like plans and everything like that. So the contractor actually did the plans and everything, processed the permit, but she couldn't wait because she wanted it to start already because she has nowhere to, you know, her house was destroyed by Mawar. But then again, BPW could not issue the permit because land management could not clear her until her land is cleared from the land trust. So although the contractor had spent money on the drawings and everything, but you know, he decided just to return the money. So far, that is all we have for our
Good job.
sections.
Thank you, Nita.
I just wanna make a comment on that.
Comment on?
On your shirts.
Your
Your uniform?
So if you guys are out, they know who you are.
Oh, yeah. We need more, actually, we need more funding for uniforms, you know, our devices and everything like that, okay? We need support from the board, thank you.
Money from the farms.
Okay, again, thank you to both Maria and Nita for the reports. Moving along to our director for the director's report.
I know it looks like I don't do much here because I have only one. Just know that they requested for some help over here at the energy office, and we got involved and supported her. But honestly, I promise I do more than this. Nothing really on my end. We're moving forward, going through the files and everything. We're coming out for renewals basically, and we're trying to get our record straight. There's some issues we have, but we're fixing it. We're fixing it.
How many projects are currently in place today that are out there? I know I could probably get that number from our
Yeah.
building permits, but
Yeah.
what number do we have? What number do you guys know?
I couldn't tell you that right now, how many projects.
North of 75?
Yeah, as far as like the ones that coming to our
Yeah.
office for the month of January alone, we have 75 permits,
Yeah,
you know.
right now I can.
Yeah.
They've added towards.
I think last year on
But
our,
that's just for permitting, right?
Right,
A month.
right.
So you figure
Seven-
what was
Another
already approved.
times
and
five,
other, yeah.
that's already ongoing?
There's a loss.
Actually, our annual report last year, it was like 900 something for 12 months. That came to our office for.
At any given time,
Right.
there's 900 going on?
No.
No.
For the annual.
For the whole year, you know.
But we can tell you, we were just talking about it, there's more activity going on. There's just actually more activity going on. But we can actually have those numbers, year to date, from January to, next meeting, we can have that number.
Yeah, yeah.
But then we'll shoot.
I'm just looking at all the-
January,
Yeah,
I'm just looking at all the projects that are out there
yeah,
versus the citations that we have.
right,
It's
right.
pretty minimal,
Yeah, right,
I think,
right.
you know.
And this is
Oh,
pretty,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, everybody's
people.
doing,
They-
Huh?
Yeah, people go police that.
And, I mean,
Not the one
telling
that
you,
says like that.
Right?
they are in compliance now.
Yeah.
Of course, the investigators are out there, you know, like
Right.
on their field work. So although there's not a lot of citations that we get, I think that's also a positive sign because they're in
Yeah,
compliance.
compliant, yeah.
They know that, you know, we're out there, you know, checking, you know.
Well, it costs them money, right?
Yeah.
yeah, right.
So that might have an impact that we don't have any, you know, more citations.
But the increase in activity is probably because of the typhoon, right? They're
Yes,
rebuilding,
exactly,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
All the materials in, so
Yeah.
that they can
Yeah,
actually.
that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it just kind of goes and coincides with, like, if they're running out of cement on the island, they're using a lot of cement, right? They're running out of everything, all these supplies in the hardware shop, that means a lot of things are happening, and we were just talking about, like, out here, this parking lot, they're busy. I mean,
Yeah.
cars are coming in,
Yeah.
cars, and, so you can see just the uptick of work going on.
That's good.
I'm good.
All right, thank you, Director. So moving on to old business, pretty important one. We held our public hearing for our draft updated rules and regulations on February 15th. It was properly noticed, public notices were properly made. The draft rules are,
Nobody attended?
yeah, no attendance unfortunately from the public, but
That's always the case, they don't come, then they ditch after it passes, you know?
This is different.
so, you know, we're about halfway through this process, but, you know, again,
good.
we've made some good headway.
Yes.
So, so at this time, I put it to the board so that we can formally approve these draft updated rules and regulations, so we can send it up to Adam. Is there a motion?
I move.
I second.
All in favor of approving the updated rules and regulations?
Aye.
Thank
Aye.
you. All right. So as I said, I would like to take the time again to thank the director and especially the staff here at CLB for getting these updates done. I know the industry has been looking forward to getting these rules formalized, so we're almost there. We still
What did we
have some
do,
work to do, but.
what did we do to notify the public about the public hearing?
So public notices that were in the.
Paper?
The
Yes.
paper.
Do we have a website?
We
It's
do,
on the
yes,
website.
it's on our website.
I myself would, that's how I accessed it, so Carolyn's like, oh, I'll give you a copy, I was like, no, let me look at it on the website, so it's been
Yes.
posted on the website, it will continue to be posted on the website
Yes.
throughout this process, so.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it is
Sorry,
there
I didn't mean
for
to
review.
interrupt.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
not at all.
Okay, thank
But
you.
following the checklist here,
Yes,
it goes to the governor, AG, legislature.
Yes. So, so you guys just approved us to go all the way through.
Okay.
And, we're, as stated before, there's times where we'll check off multiple things, so, next one
After
is.
this, we'll go to the legal review. It shouldn't be an issue. Ms. Sandra reviewed it, before we really didn't make any changes, so, I'm gonna speak to, Mr. Tom Keeler and just inform him that Sandra reviewed it. Hopefully, he doesn't hold it too long, sends it back to us, and we send it to, policy, I believe. And, they looked at it actually,
Yes,
but
yes.
it looked good, but because we didn't have the public hearing, they sent it back to us.
Okay.
So now we got the public hearing and we got the board approval and we should be good to go.
Mhm.
Yes.
Where'd you get this checklist?
From Tom Keeler.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I remember several times.
Yes, and then we also reference the law itself to read it in its entirety, not just based off the checklist.
So, yep, making good headway and we'll continue down the path. So with that closes old business, moving on. New business, we have none stated. So for announcements, our next board meeting will be held on March 20th, 2024 at 10 a.m. here in the CLB conference room. Any other comments, announcements?
The hearing for the reappointments, there's dates for the chairperson?
March
and-
7th, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that everybody?
That's what I understand.
But not Vincent.
Not, no. Yes, ma'am.
So what is it? The
Reappointment.
Reappointment.
Yes.
Reappointation.
Because they told me 28th, but then I told them I wasn't gonna be here, but I'm gonna be here. So is the 7th for everybody?
Well, I
Oh,
think
maybe
we
yours
were-
might be different then,
Yeah.
because I heard March 7th.
Yeah, we can find out, man.
Yes.
We can find out and
They
get a
were
hold.
supposed to get, they were supposed to call me back.
Jean Tyson, just call Jean.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So our next meeting's the 20th?
Yes, March 20th.
I will not be here, but I'll zoom in.
Okay.
I will not be on island.
Okay, well, with that, with no other announcements or,
Hey, move to adjourn.
yes, thank you all for your time and effort.
Thank
Have
you.
a good
Thank you,
day.
Matt.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Is this ours to keep?
Yes.
Can I get a tea and coffee? Can you email me?
Yes, yes. Okay, thanks.